Welcome back. And so this is part 2 of adding types to enquirer. So in this is a continuation of my last live stream in adding and improving the TypeScript types, the definition typing definition file in the popular library enquirer. And so without further ado, let's go back to it and get started. Let's change the music a little bit this time. So last time we left off over here, we're working on the prompt.ts and at this key press. And in our type, originally we guessed that the key press is a the input is a string, but it turns out it is can also be a number. So let's continue working on it. So first things, it seems like it can be the second object can be optional. So now that fixed that issue. And the issue is over here in the test at least. This show that the this can be a this string, and I get and it was doing this. I wonder why this does not fail. So I'll definitely take a look at that. But for now, let's cast this to Andy first to get it passed. And let's continue this fixing this the type errors in this files first, and then we'll run the test and see what do we get. So the type option doesn't have value, which is what we need to add, and then the submit button, the submit function is also not taking anything. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, let's continue. Let's do this. All right, the options. Not dealing with the class yet. I'm dealing with the over here. So there's a value, and then the value can be something any. So this got a prompt dot options. Hey, this. Yep. So now that fixed that issue, and then so this can be a value. But we don't know what it is yet. What it will be yet. Right. So, but take a look. Message initial is the prompt. It's changing shape. The prompt taking an option which can have a message and an initial. I have the initial here, but I don't have the message. Let's also change this code so that we make sure that we will capture all of the type errors. On brace option. So now you can see that it's actually we are missing a message. And then also a result function. And then a validate function. And then this symbols. Let's call it symbols. Add it down here. So on this one, I'm going to make one change. This is a string. Separator is a string, and then this will be a partial. No, actually, let's not do that. Because in TypeScript, when you're working on it, typically you would do this, the input, because you want it to be flexible, so that you will mark it as partial, so your consumer don't have to put in everything that's need to be defined, and then in your function, you will describe well, you will fill in the default values. The issue over here is that when this prompt is created, let me go to the top. So, well, yeah, actually it does. It does do this merge. So let's take a look at what this guy have. I'm not going to fill all of them in yet, or maybe I will. But this is essentially calling the merge function here. I'll enable doing something, and then util merge. I guess this is just like a top level merge. Okay. This. Second, okay. Oh. This. So based on this usage, I feel like it will fill in all the necessary types. So in that case, I think it will be fine. Let me double check this symbol. Yeah, I was looking at the style, but actually symbols. So it have all these symbols. So yeah. So I'm comfortable to saying that would be the proper usage. Right. And it have this. Yeah, working on this type will be exhaustive. That's why it is better to just use the just write the whole thing in TypeScript. But well, we'll keep it as is. But because of that, let me add a default. Add the default thing so that we don't have to worry too much about all the edge cases. Okay. So we get this. What's the last error over here? So this is a object. So let me put over here. Let's sort this up a little bit. And then there's a format. So it's the same. So the idea is the same for the options. That I can mark this as non-optional. Actually, let me do this. And then get this input. Where's the constructor? As partial. So this value is any, and return any. Very likely there's string. But let's see now, a whole bunch of things is broken. Why is that? Name type, all that. Oh, because of this. Right. Although yeah, let's keep it as it. I'm not sure this would be the best approach in this case. This is what I typically would do. Yeah, let me reword the decision, because it will make the usage a little bit easier. Option, where's the option? Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's keep for this. Let's keep it this way. So it's easier when someone else, try to extend it like this, so they don't have to know they need to put the extra partial around the option. So it's just a preference, right? So now this is passing, at least the types, right? So how about the test? The test should also pass. Because we haven't really changed any code. So we're good. But one thing, the thing that I want to look at, and we can improve this, right? Right now the answer is bad. Should I do anything about it right now? No, this is still the old code. I'm looking at the wrong file. What I want to do is take a look at this, try to improve on this. Right. So the initial from here, this is a string, and the default, while I say is a string, but pretty much sure it is not. Pretty much sure it is not. It is depends on the type, and then, well, not even depends on the type. It's just a T. It's a generic type. Depends on the answer what you're looking at. Right. So let's do this. If this as any number, and then so this with format, the format can be a number, right? So this is definitely T. Let's add it in. right? And then this, the return result can be implicitly have any type. Yeah, because I haven't described what kind of type it is. But what I want is if you define the value, the format will have the same type. But the problem here is I think this is very flexible that you don't need the value. Let's take a look at the README again. That's not the case, so I guess. I guess that is not the case. Let's take a look. Can I use jest? Because if I use jest, I can use run it in watch mode. It would be much easier for me. Let's see what I get here. Well, the type is a number, so where is the prompt? In Mocha, it doesn't allow me to print things. That really shouldn't be the case. How it show up? I don't know why. Oh, this here too, number. Yeah. So yeah, it just get whatever value, and this use the prom.value. Well, stupid. Of course, this just doing the formatting. This just get the format into the prom and use it. Okay. So for the usage, it's definitely that's the case. And since you can just specify your prompt like this, the value is definitely optional. Seems like there's not much I can do besides defaulting it to any. And when I'm defaulting it to any, I couldn't get the type out. Let's see. Let's have a little bit. I don't think that it will change anything, but I just want to try it out. If I remove this, if I remove this, yeah, it's a little bit more complicated. This is a distribute thing. I cannot really remove it. It take precedent. So yeah, so let's keep it like that. Remove this. I don't even need this type. Keep it as any, or maybe get it closer. Because this is a prompt, right? This is enquirer. So the value really should be just primitive types. It'll be string, what am I doing? String, boolean, and number. Typically, that's the case. Right. String. And number. Of course, it can be array and other things, but we'll see. I was doing it in the wrong place. Undo. All right. I feel like now over here, from value to be string, boolean, and number, so that I can just reuse it. And validate is also a prompt value, and that doesn't change anything. Right. Well, the good thing is this shows as the prompt value. And things are still fine. Right, these are still fine. The show is boolean, that's fine. So I think we are good here. Okay, let's move on to the next file. So let's check that in. There are lot more things. So let's keep on. This is select prom. This is password prom, multi-select, and so on. And then this is prom arrays. I haven't looked at the answers yet. But let's do that next. Well, let's see. What should we do here? The format. Because I definitely don't want to keep this array any around here, and want to get rid of them as soon as I can. To do one thing. Let's see if we can do something about that. Symbol. Symbol type. This is definitely not the whole list. But hey, I guess better than nothing. How about the symbols? Symbol is just symbol types. That's it. Not much we can do. There's a lot more symbols over here. So we will keep that as is. How about the answers? So now this one. Right. And there are some N's over here. This symbol. Now we can change it to symbol. This one? No. That doesn't. Oh, this symbol, I move it too deep. So this symbol property should be outside, just like this state. Uh, Symbols, symbol type have that, that's okay. That's why it's using a partial, that's okay. And then it's a partial option. Over here, it is also a, no, this is a complete thing. This is a complete thing. Because over here, when we build in the symbol, this is a merge. So that will get a full list. Okay, so this get separator and prefix, these are all strings, so that's good. So now this doesn't We don't have test on this yet. On the answer, let's look for one. So this get the value, that's okay. Yeah. So we want to make this is not any, right? This is what we try to do, to get. There is a way to do so. There is a way to do so, but hey, hold on a second. This is not a map. This is really a single prompt, and a single prompt gives you. Oh, this is not array. This is not the same as the enquirer. So, all right. This is not the same as enquirer. This is a prompt and just prompt for one value. So in this case, it really can be typed. Right, and the type can extend, well, on value equals to on value can be anything. Value is t. Oh, what? That's the option. You can see there's some errors over there, but that's okay. It is switching this to t. We got to be able to do this. So this prompt now, if I remove this, I can't really remove this, but I have to able to I have to provide a default. Format. So this prompt this is expecting a string, which is not correct. It should be this value. Well, that's hence the whole thing. There is a case that it doesn't have this value. In the initial, What's the difference between the initial and the value? Why does it have this value? What's the difference? So type line message is required. Although from the code it was not, but from the type it was. Right. Same thing over here. So if the message is really required, you mark it like that. So that's also a format. Skip. Okay, so it will be duplicate over all these. But over here, it doesn't describe the input of the functions. So all these functions in the description, in the README at least, does not describe the type of the arguments. This can also be a function. Well, this thing over here just says function, but yeah. Over here it says a function. Over here it say it is actually accepting a an async function. And then from the code, I know that we will give it a prompt. Let's see format result validate. How does it look like? Format also result also. How about validate? On cancel. Yeah, that's a lot of detail. So skip is definitely prompt. Format is definitely result is format result. Although, well, it's specified over here, but what happened is you in the constructor, it does this. So it's setting all those functions to there, so they share the same code. So the this format are actually coming from the option. And this format is really just taking in the value, while it also had this prompt. But yeah, this is what happened during initialize. Validate. And this one doesn't have, let's see. What? I think there's a bug here. I'm talking about the prompt, validate, and prompt submit result is self-validate. Yeah, this is a bug. This state doesn't do anything. Right. So that's why TypeScript is important. That's why TypeScript is important. And also, the word validate doesn't appear anywhere else. So these ignore, or this is just ignore functions. So does not include, it does not ignore them, so it will bind it over there. So it will be included. So the validate function is also from there, and it only take one value. It doesn't have the prompt as we would suggest, guess. And so this is T. And then the format is T. And then the result, this is T. And the skip, oh, hold on a second. This is an ignore function, so the skipped, what? Hold on a second. Option does, so ignore function. Option equal function is valid key. If I would add a test for that. Meaning this skip is not, it's only a boolean. Let's keep that over there. Right now, and let's write some test. Well, before that, need to fix all this. What am I missing? In your in the readme is saying they are required, but in the test, it's not. So is it required or not? Let's see. This dot name on cancel, send the name and the stuff. And I have all the reasons to expect this is required. It's just that the test was scheming it a little bit. And also, in this code, oh, no. What to do is, there was no place in this test, there's no place in this code was not passing something in there. So meaning this optional makes no sense. It doesn't do anything. And since those are required, I would add them in, right? So just by default set it to, I don't know, set it to text, I guess. Let's take a look at the real value dependent type of a prompt to run is optional when prompts are run directly. What does it mean? This is used as a key on the return values answer object. So this answer object is a what? I just saw it differently. I just saw this. This is not an object. Maybe I was reading. I can. Create custom prompt. That's okay. Question object, option object, aka question. So I could actually better name this as question, right? That's a better name than option. This is for the, my guess is for the overall when you're doing prompts. Let's see. Question username, then log answer. Answer is just that. Let's take a look. You can see that this is all. This is just straight. This is not an option object. And from answer secret answer. That's okay. That's okay. This is all just a single value. I want to find the one that's array prompts questions. Here is when the when it really using the name. So this is name is color. So that's okay. So it does use the name, But when you are only in that case, which is the common case, right? However, when you're asking for just one question, right, this single prompt run, it doesn't use the name, so the name can be optional. So to properly model this, I will put that as optional. And then the type, because of the it use inheritance, the type can be specified by the actual code, right? Actual class, the subclass. So that's why this is optional. So this get us back to the original case. It's just that when it is called on the multiple answer scenario, we will try to require this two property so that it makes sure that the user will need to fill them in. This kind is not used. I just do that cleanup. Hold on a second. I saw this only. What am I doing? Right, removing that. Let's run again. For fun. So now that's okay. So all this does is just adding the show false. Keep it like this. That's fine. We don't need all those extra stuff. And because of that, we can skip this and get this back to the original shape. So that's okay. The key, well, let's see. Because the test doesn't have that. So let's get back to where I was before I get distracted by the answer. It's a skip function. I want to test this skip function. Nope. So let's see if there's any test for this skip function. Nope. This have never been tested. So, well, since this is a base, this is the right place to test this function. I will add the test in. Options.skip. Hold on a second. This skip function is really being used when it's used in multiple, so it should be here. Oh, it's a very small file. So let's do that. Let's convert this one. Get rid of mocha, get rid of assert, get rid of color. And so this prompts will be that. And then types will be that. Because we need to type that. S is the function style. Okay. So in order to test that, I need to add this prompts. Okay. At this stage, I'm pretty far away from the original one already. So let's get this to that level. Question. It's just prompt. I have this prom on whatever function there is here. So in the prom, I did this to add this prompt function, and in the enquirer, is it the same class? No, it's not the same class, right? Because this is the enquirer really, so it's a different one. So how should I organize this? Let's put it at the top over here and get that function over. Where's the function that was here? This. Prompt question. Good. Missing the register. Full is an input, whereas the input is any. So input is an extension of the prompt. This is not complete, but why it doesn't? Yeah, this one. The register function type of prompts. Type of? No, you don't need type of. No. I need the constructor. This is the, what this really is returning the is the constructor. Over here right now, this yeah, I would say this is likely either the instance or the constructor. That's typically how it is. Like that. This is the constructor. Or it is a function that returns a constructor. Then repeat the same thing. This in typescript I have this type, but I'm not going to include that in here. it needs to be constructor. Just replace that, and it return t. There's no circle reference, right? So then over here, I can say constructor of prom. No. That. That. Now that's a little bit cleaner. And then this is external stuff, but I'll put it over here. Constructor this look ugly, but it almost remove all the benefit I just add in. Is making it so long. But I think I'll take it. Still easier to read overall. And then this, let me also improve it a little bit. Let's see. This really is getting long. Like that, right? So it's a record string of this. Like that. Whew. Okay. Probably something can be done here, but I think this right now looks okay. This is likely that prom question. And in that case, I likely could pull the question to one level higher. But that's the next step, right? Because right now I want to focus on this. And syntax highlighting this is messing up. It messed up a little bit. Where did I mess it up? Yeah, that's a problem. Ah, there you go. There you go. The color is back. All right. That's way too long. Do that. Okay. Namespace stays this input, and let's work on this prompts. But before that, why this is lowercase? Oh, this is a prompts. This is lowercase prompts. So it's really just with this, and then export const types with that. And then now inside have all this autocomplete stuff. And since they are all types, but I might make this a namespace. Before I do that, let's take a look at the actual code. Can we go here like this? No, I can't. Prompts. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a namespace. This is getting this index. Interesting. It's use this define export function. Why is that? I never really seen this construct before. Key to lowercase. Oh, it's export both. Interesting. Okay. Okay, interesting. So besides doing how are these code being pulled in? Is there other ways that this code being used or being referenced? Let's double check in the index. This is just getting the util, it's not getting any of those things. So we are safe here. Seems like that is the place. That's how people reference it. Well, in that case, this is definitely a namespace. And make it prompts, although the lowercase namespace is a little bit weird, but that's, well, how it is. Right? Let's say text. There you go. right? And then this likely is the same construct. Or types. No, this is a test. Indexed. Oh, this doesn't. This is just straight namespace types and then array prompt. Are they class? Yes, they are class. They are also interesting. What's the difference between prompts and types? Anyway, class array prompt extends. And prompts. Right, remember our friend over here. We have this enquirer and then this get all of them, namespace, and then expose all of this. Let's see. They are repeated. And this is not, yeah, this is, ouch. Although I want to reuse some of your stuff, but nope. Too much hassle. Let's just take a look at the index. Let's just fill in the blanks first. So there are totally 5 of them. So the off is return off prompt. And the next one, Boolean prompt. Right? Export, that's right. Number prompts, string prompts. Okay. And how about this? There's a whole bunch. My guess is all of them are the same. Just named reasonably. Yep. And then confirm editable. Oh, editable doesn't have the word prompts. So let's start from the top. Yeah, this doesn't have the word prompts, but this one does. Let's add a whole bunch. Editable. Form prompts. Input. Invisible prompts. But I recall in the document, this is scanning as invisible. How we'll need to check that. List prompt. This is just multi-select. This is just this is just the same as number, which is number prompts. Export cons number prompt equals to number prompts. What the type? Right, quiz. Almost there. Select dot survey. Survey text. Text is just input. Why does it come with this text? Text is the same as input, which is input. I need to think about that one. And then base that on usage. All right, so that should give me that will give me all of those things. Let's see what do I get here. The confirm. This is weird. Give me a second. All right. Let's take a break right now. Because I need to take a break. Sorry about that. So we make a little bit of improvement. We see that we finish up the prompt and figure out some issue, and it's a good practice, at least to me, that whenever I encounter some question, I put a to-do there, so that I know I can get back to them later on. And then we also comment out, essentially get rid of, comment out the old stuff, so that we can solely focus on the new thing, and adjusted the types, and create a helper function, helper type, to get the constructor. Although this is really shouldn't be, this constructor type shouldn't be under this enquirer namespace. And I think I do have this in type plus, but again, not going to add that in for right now. So at the same time, I don't want to pollute the the export. The same reason that why I took all the types under the class enquirer and inside the namespace. So gonna put that in inside there too, like this. Although this make it a lot longer than needed, and later on might be maybe I will pull the question out of the prompts. They are probably at the same level, but we'll see. So the next step is finish this up and to figure out why this has the type, and the tests are passing, but I want to figure out why or how the code ends up with that, right? Because from what we've seen here, that's why here, these names is not the class name that I have defined. That's why. But so anyway, so this clean up those prompts, right? I was a little bit feeling a little bit weird that some of them has prompts, some does not, and seems like they are cleaned it up over here. So okay, so we will adjust that and fix that next. Right, these are keep as prompts. So this is fine, but the other one is not. But anyway, so we'll take a break right now, and we'll probably continue again in 15 to 20 minutes. And in this case, this times I'm going to keep the live stream on, so that I don't have to start a new one. So, all right, we'll see you in a bit. All right, I'm back. So let's continue, and let's get back to the screen, and let's change the music a little bit also. Oh, okay. Now let's look at this index. So all those class are actually just exposed like these, and also the lowercase variant of it. So because of that, I will adjust this, although it's not how it was defined in the code, but since this how it was exposed, will probably be okay with it. So list, hold on a second, list input invisible. Okay, yeah, input invisible. So that explained it. So this is list, this multi-select, this is numeral. So password. How about this quiz? Where's this quiz? Quiz is here. Scale. This is just scale. This is select the snippet dot survey. The text is input. So okay, and the last is the toggle. All right, so now two more. Numeral. I did. Oh, yep. And how do I do that? I can extend, but that's really not what it does. Input is a class. Hold on a second. If I say type, that also doesn't make sense. Okay. How do I describe this? Interesting. Actually, I haven't encountered this case, of course, because most of the time I just write in TypeScript, so I don't have this problem. So it is a interesting question. So let me get here and ask. Adding types for and well, let's just use this as an example. So let's use the input one as example. Input oh no index. Right, let's just get the input. All right, we'll see if anyone have some idea. So for now, I'll do the workaround. Until a better idea comes up. This is interesting. Yeah. Let me typing this. Well, it's good that you have resource that they can have people to ask. So, oh, by the way, so this is the Gitter, the Microsoft TypeScript channel. So if you have any TypeScript questions, I would recommend you to join this channel or this chat. So it's a good resource. So just FYI, right? Go join it if you're interested in TypeScript. Oh, let me see. All right. But it's actually fixed. All right. Okay. So get another one down. So now that's when I can check on the prompts, I guess. Is that the right function? Read me. Yeah. No, this is the base prompt. So these is this function. So it accept questions. And then it definitely doesn't return the stuff this way. This is not T. This is just not right. Because the other examples, well, let's do this instead of other examples. Oh, there's a typo over here. Type string, this is all doing new prompts. I don't worry about those for the time being. These are specific types. How about this enquirer? This is the one. Yeah, here. Right. So yeah, I can use this to test. Okay, get rid of this, don't need this. Let's convert. No. Get rid of mocha. This ski color. Right. Okay, where am I? So this get the whole thing, and this get the prompt. This is the one that I want to look at. Right, the on one way. Take care of it later. Inheritance should support inherited, but the test itself is not a good test for me to add those things in here. Let's don't change the format. Static dot prompts should run on. Yes, that's the right one. Oh, this is a way to go into to fix the test. I see. They add this in now. Now we can understand. So now let's do this first. This one definitely is not correct. Single question. If it is a single question, it should be a single answer. Okay. So now I can pretty sure that the answer, question, and prompt should be at the same level. So let's fix that. was it? Or not assignable. It's okay. Do this order. This will complain, but that's okay. Does not exist. Prom. Oh, promise. Answer. Hey, hold on a second. No, this always return a. Oh, this return a record. Hmm. Um. Yeah, this does return a record. Let's just make it fancy. Export type answers equal to record. Let's do a string first. That is just a record of values. So the answer can be string Boolean number. That's what I know. I guess like that. So it is really is this one. Let's put this back. It's interesting they put the pound like that. For now, let's get rid of the type first, because I will need to. I'll do something more fancy later on. So this was the promise. Why this any? Correct? Return that. Right? Yeah, there you go. Right. So it can be anything. Yeah, before I expand the types on these, I need to type out all these types. Right. Let's put that at the end. Let's actually put that at the end, because for other case they all have different requirement, and then we might able to drive some of those some of these options from this specific one. Okay, yeah. All right. So it seems like these prompts, these are the more complex one. So let's work on this 5. Oh, well, this 4, because this probably seems like is the base type. Let's not do the array. Let's pick the easiest one first. Boolean. This will be the same. get rid of this too, and then this would be Boolean. Can I do that? I can't. That. So this prompt equals to new prompt. Okay. Extend base. Let me do this. There's no option. The option is here. Oh, question. Rename it to question. Oh, yes. Speaking of that, I was saying let's put this out. So pom.question become question. All right. Initial. Come on. Speaking of that, the default can also type. Show is Boolean, symbol, value. This is T. All right. Go. So the initial can also be function. Promise T. Enquirer TT, and that was weird. think it doesn't need this. Really not here. And actually, forget about this. With that, we will deal with the type later on. We'll deal with those union types later on. So this is the same as something wrong over here. This is okay, but it cannot be. It cannot be async. I suspect because here I see. So the problem here is the type cannot be inferred because there's no value specified, and then from here the t itself make it unknown, make this unknown because this itself can be t. Well, no, actually this extend the prom type this, so it cannot be. Is there some problem in this code? Yes, so. But let's figure that out later. Let's figure that out later. And that's here there is a hint. Hint is string. And then what is this buffer state? Buffer. Yep, it's a string. Okay, so a string. It's a string. And then there's some problem over here because need to do that. Just rename this. I think they don't mind. But this is much cleaner. So this is fine. So there's a type here. The question is, should I somehow force this to all Boolean? Because the initial, this is Boolean. So the Boolean prompts. Then I can get this to Boolean. And then here, the prompt take a single question. Right, like that. And then this is updated to Boolean. And now like this will be okay, I guess. Oh, this return, this is not resolving. This is unknown, that's why. Okay. Because it is expecting a Boolean. So now this is correct. Okay, good. Can this be simplified to that? I think it can. Right? Just that. Let's start from the beginning again. This is expecting to a Boolean. So the run function of this guy is expect to return Boolean. So now I can add the type in. And then this should be Boolean. Where's the run method? Am I? This type T. Run this return promise T. So now this is a Boolean. Okay. The resolve function, don't know how it's being used yet. All right. Although I haven't get a chance to work on the question yet, we'll do it later. But now this Boolean prompt seems to look good, or look better at least. So next, add types for input types prompt. All right. The next should be simple, should be about the same. Now, set this immediate. Oh, I haven't changed it. Oh, okay. Would I able to skip this also? Because prom is T. Prom T, and then that pass in option type T. Right? So Boolean, I don't need. Is that right? Okay. Want to sure. Hold on. Why argument any? No. No, that's not what I want. It should be an error. Message. Okay. What else am I missing? Yep. So now that's good. Oh, it doesn't accept variable. Format v return v. Did that work? Format value boolean return any. Did the format always return string? I guess so. But at least now I proved that the type inference is working correctly. Actually, let me add this. Should return type as boolean. Don't need this. All right. the color is actually not being used. So this immediate is being used. And we will start having some special thing. Right? So now things really start getting interesting. But the live stream has been running for more than 2 hours now. And so let's end this live stream. And I'll continue. Next one is it's over 7 now, so I'll go grab some food and then we'll come back and continue the next session. Well, hopefully you enjoy this and learn something, and I definitely do, and just keep on crunching on this, and we will see you in the next one. All right, bye bye, take care.